So even though I collect a lot of vintage cameras, I also use a lot of vintage lenses on digital cameras. And the main reason I like them is because a lot of them are manual focus, so they're really good for my purposes, which are video. And a lot of them have really great build qualities, and usually they're very underpriced. So you can get a lot of great deals if you're looking to use vintage lenses on digital cameras. And what about adapters? There's three main types. One on the left is a step up, then there's one in the middle, the lens type, and then the last one is a flat type. And the one I like the least is that middle one, that lens type. And the reason I don't like it is because it adds another element to your camera. It's like adding another UV filter on top of your lens, and at the very best, it's just like that, adding a UV filter. But a lot of times, I think it's going to affect the image, and it's probably going to affect it not in a good way. So it's not going to make the image better by any means. The second one and the most common one, you're going to see the step up right here. These add a little bit of space, and it actually adds a little bit of magnification too. It's almost like a little bit of a telephoto adapter, but they go on real easy, and they just add a little bit of length, so they make it a little bit longer, but still it's pretty good. The last one and the best one are these flat adapters. They aren't going to add any magnification. They go on very flushly with the lens, and they go on very flushly with the camera. So the issue here is not a lot of cameras have these adapters for most lenses, so it's gonna be tough to find them, but they are the best in my opinion. What about build quality of these adapters? I've gotten a lot of them over time, and they're pretty much all the same. The ones from Kiwi and Photodiox. The one that's pretty good is this guy in Poland, and I'll link to him. I think it's CO. He makes really good ones of the quality wise. So what kind of lenses should you get? I think most people should try to get prime lenses, which are not zooms. And most people should think about two big brands, Olympus and Nikon. And these two brands are important when it comes to vintage lenses because when camera manufacturers were implementing autofocus in their cameras in the early 80s, a lot of them switched their mounts, so it wasn't possible to use old lenses on their newer cameras. So here you're going to see me put a newer Nikon lens into a very old Nikon camera, and it works perfectly because it shares the same mount. But for most camera manufacturers, this is not the case. So Olympus and Nikons were the only ones to keep those old legacy lenses. So you see your Canon and Konica and those things. The Canon FD lenses are actually really undervalued because Canon switched to EOS, and that's the same of Minolta too. So you're going to be able to find a lot of cheap lenses from those manufacturers. But if you want value, you're going to have to pick Olympus and Nikon because those camera lenses kept their value. So I hope that helps. There's a general overview of lenses, and if you want more information on specific lenses, you can search on the internet. But in general, just get some vintage lenses and buy adapters because they're pretty cheap, and it's pretty fun. You're going to get used to it, and you're going to really enjoy it, I think. Thanks. Bye.